Welcome, curious minds, to another episode of What Is, a channel dedicated to answering life's little questions. Like, what is that fuzzy, flying, yellow and black thing currently investigating your sugary soda can with intense, multifaceted focus? The one that makes you freeze mid-picnic, doing that awkward, I'm not scared, I'm just being respectful, slow-motion wave. Today, we're answering the question, what is a bee? At its most basic, a bee is a flying insect, a cousin to the wasp and the ant. But to call it just an insect is like calling the Mona Lisa just a painting. It's technically correct, but it misses the grandeur, the artistry, the sheer engineering marvel of the thing. Let's start with the body, a masterclass in evolutionary design. The head, home to two large compound eyes, each made of thousands of tiny lenses, giving them a near panoramic view of the world. They can see colors we can't, like ultraviolet light, turning a simple flower into a glowing neon sign that says "Free Buffet" right this way. They also have three smaller eyes on top of their head, called ocelli, which are basically built-in light meters for detecting sunlight and keeping them level during flight. Fancy. Then there are the antennae. These aren't just feelers. They're a Swiss Army knife of senses. They can detect minute traces of chemicals, sense humidity and wind speed, and even hear vibrations through the air. And of course, the tongue, or proboscis, long straw-like apparatus, perfect for sipping nectar from the deepest floral chalices. The thorax is the engine room. This is where you'll find the two sets of wings that beat at an astonishing 200 times per second, creating that iconic, industrious buzz. It's also where the 6 legs are attached, and on the hind legs of many bees, you'll find the pollen baskets. Little concave areas fringed with hairs that allow them to pack collected pollen into neat little pellets to carry home. They're essentially built-in grocery bags. And then, the abdomen. This is where the famous business end is located for the ladies. Yes, only female bees have stingers. It's a modified egg-laying organ called an ovipositor, and contrary to popular belief, a honeybee's stinger is barbed, designed to lodge in the skin of mammals. When she stings, it's a suicide mission. She leaves the stinger and part of her abdominal tissue behind, which ultimately kills her. So, she doesn't do it lightly. It's the ultimate act of defense for her hive. Wasps, by the way, with their smooth stingers, can just stab you repeatedly out of sheer spite. They're the jerks of the picnic world. But a bee is so much more than its anatomy. A bee is a linchpin. It is a furry, flying, pollination machine. As they move from flower to flower, collecting nectar and pollen for food, they accidentally dust the flowers with pollen from previous stops, enabling those plants to reproduce. It's a beautiful, symbiotic relationship that has evolved over millions of years. And this brings us to the most incredible thing about a bee. It is part of a whole. A honeybee is not really an individual. It's a cell in a larger superorganism known as the hive. A single hive can contain up to 60,000 bees, each with a specific job. There's the queen, whose sole purpose is to lay eggs, up to 2,000 a day. There are the male drones, whose only job is to eat, loaf about, and hopefully mate with a queen from another colony. And then there are the female worker bees, who are the absolute backbone of the operation. They are the nurses, the builders, the guards, the undertakers, and, most famously, the foragers. These foragers perform a waggle dance to communicate the exact direction and distance of a prime pollen or nectar source to their sisters. It's a literal dance language. They're tiny, flying meteorologists with built-in GPS and a choreography degree. So, what is a bee? It is a precision-built, pollen-gathering, hypersensitive, dancing, superorganismic wonder. It is a keystone of our global ecosystem, responsible for pollinating about 1/3 of the food we eat. Without them, our world would be a far less colorful and far less delicious place. They are not just insects, they are tiny, buzzing miracles of nature. Thanks for exploring the answer with us. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to buzz on over to the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode of What Is.